Presented by KFC.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with Forza 1, but this track was in Forza Motorsport 1 on the original Xbox. It was a fan favorite. It was about half the length. We had an up and down mountain course. Our fans made some incredible drift videos from it, just kind of homemade. So we brought it back for Forza 3, and we've actually added an entire backside to the mountain. So now it's actually a complete circuit up and down the mountain. It's about 10 miles long, like Jun said, and it features what, like over 100 corners? Yeah, so
it's got the 14 tracks, 14 layout.
Right, yeah, so there's many point-to-point stages as well, aside from the circuit. As you can see, we've also added new vistas. We've got waterfall, it's kind of a lookout point here, and then we have a running river as well as a lake that we've already passed.
It's depending on our downhill or uphill. You need to find out the best car. So depending on the downhill. And also we'd like to show you the drifting. What we call is always drift. So basically our people are competing lap time and the total time usually. But also we have a drifting. And whenever you make a drift on the turns, we have drifting point, and the drifting point scored by drift angle and speed and also proximity. Proximity is that you can see the suggested line. This is the best line. So when you drift on the suggested line as much as possible, you will get more score, you get more reward. As well as like drifting, almost touching the guardrail or fence inside, outside, then we will get reward more. So this is a drifting system. And then once you finish the race, your best lap and also best drift point will be uploaded to leaderboard automatically.
Sorry, I'm a terrible drifter. But I think one interesting thing to point out too is that we didn't want to just we want to just force a drift mode into the game. In some racing games, there's a drift mode that you go into just to drift the car, and then when you do that, your car is suddenly more drifty, like it's more slidey. Right now, our physics engine is actually very, very realistic, and what we found is that our players like to drift in their own way, in their own style, and we didn't want to impose a drift mode on them. In fact, so what's happening is that they can drift whenever they want, and we're actually tracking both their drift scores and their lap times, even without them knowing it. So even if you don't turn on the drift meter by hitting the left on the D-pad, we're still tracking your drift score. So let's say you just happen to be hot lapping and you made some really cool drifts. That time is uploaded to a global leaderboard, whether or not you know it. So the other great thing is that drifting from Forza 2 was a really popular community activity. So people just on their own formed drift teams, drift clans. They challenged each other to drift races. So what they really wanted was a way to sort of legitimize that activity and to say, I'm the best drifter, or I've actually beaten you guys in this drifting competition. So we've given them a drift scoring system as well as a leaderboard for them to actually say, I am the best Forza drifter in the world.